Hi guys, Luton here, back with more Star Citizen, and of course we're looking at the release of Arena Commander, the Dogfighting module. People have been waiting for this for a long time, and here I am in the Dying Star environment. Now, there are limitations to this environment, as you'll see right now, as we approach the border.
You are approaching simulation boundary.
So the area you can look within here currently is quite limited, but it's not really designed for that. It's kind of to give you a look and a feel at where the game is progressing, what they've gone to at this stage. They already said this is, earlier than they would have liked to actually show people, but people's anticipation and appetite for the game is such that, people really want to get hands on and get to grips with this. Currently we've got two modes available for most people, the free mode and of course the Vandal Swarm, which is kind of like against AI. You have waves of them come in, you have to destroy them. I'm going to be showing you a little bit of that later on in another video, but today I wanted to show you this third person look within the mode. Now you can go in obviously first person, and when you're first person you have all of your HUD, all of your information, all your controls and so on and so on, but when you zoom back out into third person you have none of that, and it's their way of limiting people's control. It's very, very difficult to even control the ship from third person, and that's why I wanted to give you this little look, because it's quite nice to actually see the environment. Here we are within the ship itself, and you can see there's a lot of information up on the top left here. You can scroll between like overview, weapons, power, shielding and so on. The rest of that information there available for you when you're looking around and in combat targeting things. A lot of these systems right now have very limited functionality, but that's going to update as they progress in development, so it's going to be good to see what they can have right now. There's a few different modes and controls in which you can actually move the ship, which I will be looking at as well in another video. I'll probably show you guys a very quick little tutorial about how to actually control the ship. There's things like decoupling, strafing, cycling your radar navigation, how to lock on targets. All of this kind of stuff is very, very useful. When it comes to actual weapons and engagement, I think some people could potentially be a little bit disappointed because there is a lot of lock-on functionality there. I have tried it out in the Vandal simulation, and you can free fire, you can take down targets, but it tends to be only when you're in moderate close proximity to a target. Otherwise you can have a very difficult time from taking them down, and that lock-on feature is just there to be able to use it, and if you don't use it, other people are going to be using it. It's there. You will have countermeasures available of course, but with the array of weapons that will be coming in the later games, and as well some of these larger ships, it's going to be just one of those things which is required of you, and whether or not you'll be able to target specific weapon systems on larger ships, for example, that's something open to speculation. Now that this is here, I'm going to be having a lot more Star Citizen content coming up, discussing, looking at patches, looking at things that are around in the game, theory crafting, a lot of speculation there about all different kinds of things that can be in the game. If you have any specific questions or interests that you want me to cover, please drop that down in the comments below today. I will also be getting involved more obviously with the clan that I'm using for Star Citizen, Imperium, and I'm going to be discussing perhaps with some of those guys there, get together in a bit of a group sort of podcast session to talk about the game, different elements in the game, and again we'll be fielding your questions there, trying to answer things. If you want to get involved in Star Citizen, you will be able to at a later date, but currently, as I understand it, all slots are taken, and therefore you will not be able to get into the game if you didn't back it at an earlier stage. But as I say, a lot more content coming up. There's so much to talk about with this game, and it's going to be updating throughout the year all the time, more and more new stuff coming out for us. There will also be a multiplayer option. Right now that's limited to only a few individuals, but they will be opening that up as they go along, and then when we get that we'll have things like Team Deathmatch, etc. just in this early stage, and that's going to be very, very exciting indeed. So thanks for watching today guys. As I say, I will have a video looking at that Vandal mission coming up later on. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed. Drop it a like if you want to support me, always helps me out so much. I'll see you next time for some more Star Citizen.